Alright, I want you Neanderthal to really chime in on this one and use your brain a little bit and think what I'm about to be talking about here, okay? I understand that most of you guys just like to follow certain blueprints, certain instructions, certain guidelines, certain orders, but I don't like doing that in my channel or in my life. And I like to give you guys different points to think about. I like to give you guys the opportunity to make your own judgment, your own decision. Shut the fuck up. Jesus, freaking seatbelt, dude. Keep forgetting to buckle it up on the backpack before I make my video, before I start the video. Anyways, there's a very important point, fellas. And the reason behind this is very simple. We've always known about the concept of divide and conquer, right? And that's mainly what this is going to boil down to. You know, recently, and I say recently, I don't know when I'm going to post this video, but this happened a few months ago, I think. Still pretty recent in my opinion. Joe Rogan got attacked by the popular woke culture that you like to say, right? Because he used the N-word. And they completely took it out of context. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go do your own research. They completely took it out of context and took pieces and bits and pieces here and there to slap up a video together saying he's racist, he should be canceled. Now, obviously there's some things I don't like about Joe Rogan, some things I do. And that's with everybody, right? Some of you guys who are my day one supporters don't even like certain things about me. So that's okay. Nobody's perfect. But that's not the point. The point is, Joe Rogan is a free thinker, in my opinion. And he has a platform to make other people come into his platform and think freely, speak freely, discuss things freely. That is the number one threat to the bigger agenda. That is the main point of the video. What's the bigger agenda? I'm not going to go too much in detail on that because I usually don't like talking about the stuff like that because that's the stuff that really gets you in trouble. Coach Greg Adams got in trouble for talking like that. So that's why I try to keep my mouth shut on those kind of stuff. Especially when my channel has, I think around 4,000 subscribers right now. Very small. Maybe if I get big enough, my channel gets big enough, I'll start talking about that kind of stuff more freely. And a lot of you guys also wanted me to make videos about politics, my views on politics, because you said that you think I have interesting views on politics. Yes, I do. But right now is not the time for my channel to be talking about that because this is a men's improvement channel. And I understand that politics is related in every aspect of our lives. That's why I try to give hints of it here and there in my videos, not all the time. But I don't know if you notice, anytime a man becomes powerful who does not align with the agenda of those people, of the bigger agenda, always gets stripped down of his title, his position. His position and his title get stripped away from him. So does the bag, the money, right? And if they can't get to any of those, then they take him out. Then they remove him completely. Oh, there was an accident. It's sad. He's no longer with us anymore. You think it's coincidence? You think these things are planned, or it just happened? I'll just leave it at that. I'm not even gonna go in details on that side either. That's the main part of the video. Because why? Because it's simple. Just look into the history of mankind. When men became united, when men came together and wanted to get something done, there was nothing in this fucking world that stopped men. We took down animals that are probably 10 times bigger than us, stronger than us, that could snap us in half with the snap of their finger. And we took those animals down when we started ruling over them. We caged them down. That's what we're capable of doing. And it's sad to see that men nowadays, after achieving such great things, kiss ass to women. Don't even have the backbones to stand up to women. A gender, a species, a creature that's weaker, physically and mentally weaker than men, than us. That's just extremely sad. Very, very, very sad, isn't it? You think it just happened overnight? Absolutely not. Divide and conquer. Goes back to the same concept. You can't ever speak your mind clearly anywhere in this world, really, without getting in trouble. And that's why I do real estate. Because at least they can't take the bag away from me. At least I don't have to worry about not speaking my mind clearly, so that nobody can come after me and cancel me. How the hell are you going to cancel me when you're not even monetizing me? And that's why they went after Sirius XM for monetizing Joe Rogan for that. I don't know, however many, I think $200 million or no. I don't think it was that much. Was it that much? I can't remember. It was an egregious number that he got paid from the contract that he signed with Sirius XM. They wanted to take that away from him because he's a threat to society. Just imagine, like, if Joe Rogan, people like to say, yeah, he's controversial, this and that. Ben Shapiro, obviously, is one of them as well. Louder with Crowder. Most of these guys are married, so that's one of the biggest things I don't agree with their lifestyle. But as I said, I don't have to agree with everything that they say that they're like, that they're about. I can still take a lot of valuable points from them. Same thing with me. But these guys, like Joe, in my opinion, is not even... And by the way, if you don't know who Joe Rogan is, he's an UFC commentator. He has his own podcast on YouTube. That's how he became very famous. And now he signed a deal with Sirius XM. He brings in guests on his podcast from all background, from all kinds, and talks about whatever is in his mind, really. Free thinker, free speaker. If you guys think that this guy should be banned and canceled, then I would tell you to look at these snowflakes, people who always are up on their feelings and get triggered on everything we say, or by words. People get triggered more by words than their shitty ass broke life, right? If these guys are getting triggered by Joe Rogan, who mainly just lets his guests speak, he just asks the questions. Sure, he'll chime in here and there and put his opinion as well, but overall, he's nowhere polarizing as much as Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, Louder with Crowder, these personnels, right? But this guy is being attacked now just for saying the N-word. Like, what the fuck? Gas prices are almost $10 a gallon, and you're worried about somebody saying the N-word. Food prices are to the point where people are starting to buy plastic food, literally artificial plastic food, to save money, but you're worried about somebody using the N-word. Really? That's what we are. Okay. But the point and the reason why these voices, these people who are so loud, these voices are so heavy and so loud, and why we hear them all the time, is because they're being pushed. They're being pushed by people and organizations and agendas that are much, much, much bigger, stronger, and more influencer or more influencing than what you and I, or even Joe Rogan's gonna say, or even Ben Shapiro gonna say, right? We're literally fighting against the system, and the system is way too big to be stopped by one person, or two people, or three people, or even 50 people. There's massive amounts of money being pushed, put into it, guzzled into it, drained into it, to fight freedom of speech, to fight free thinking, to fight your freedom. Against it, to fight against it, not for it. So always remember. And by the way, this is why they look for vices in men. Is alcohol your vice? No. Are drugs your vice? No. Well, guess what? Women will be. That's most men's vice. This is why they have these laws helping women which are against men. Because they know, everybody knows, that if strong men started leading, before no time, they'll take the power away from this big agenda, from the bigger agenda. And they can't let that happen. That's why they keep stripping away strong men and powerful men from their power and their strength. And their bag. Money. Money makes the world go around. When you strip a man away from his money, he doesn't have too much power left. So that's what I want you guys to think about. These type of stuff. It's not women that are really our enemy. I've talked about this plenty of time. I mentioned this plenty of time. Women are not our enemy. They're just taking advantage of the system that's put into society to benefit them. If there was a system to benefit us men, we'll be taking full advantage of that as well. I mean, we kind of are in other parts of the world already, where it's the complete opposite of a gynocentric society. Do you guys even know what the antonym, the other word, the opposite word is for gynocentric? That's how much you're brainwashed into putting women in first, before you, into catering to women, into letting go your masculine urges and practicing your masculine urges, into embracing masculinity. That's how much you're brainwashed against all of this, or brainwashed for all of this. I meant to say rejecting masculinity. To the point where you don't even know what the opposite is of gynocentric. It's called androcentric. There's androcentric societies throughout the world where the men are abusing their power now, right? Against women. They're beating their women. Women, just her showing a little bit of her arm gets her arm chopped off. Now, I don't agree with that stuff either. Nobody should be abusing the power. With power comes responsibility. We all know this corny ass cliche line, right? So you're not responsible for a lot of stuff. So don't abuse your power. Now, it's not happening in every single family and household like we try to portray it, that every single dude in these androcentric societies are beating their wives. No. It's few bad apples that are giving the bad rep for everybody else. Most guys are still taking care of their women and keeping their women in check. Keeping their women in check in a positive, healthy way. But we like to portray that as abuse. They're telling their women what to do. Their women have no rights, no freedom. How oppressing, blah, 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 fucking blah, right? Meanwhile, those women are living the life that these women are dreaming to live. They're jealous of these chicks' lives. Those women are much, much, much happier than these modernized Western hoes. They have all the benefits, but yet they're depressed and miserable as hell. Explain that, right? And that's why Joe Rogan's example kind of correlates with the manosphere as well. They are trying anything and everything in their power to demolish us, to hide us under the carpet, under the rug, right? To pretty much divide and conquer us at this point, right? That's the bigger agenda against us now. That's why I always tell you guys to stick together, man. Stay united. You don't have to go against another content creator just because you don't agree with 1 or 2 points he's making. I'm sure he's giving you some good value that you can take from him. You don't have to turn one content creator against another one. That's how you divide and fracture this space and conquer. I know you're not gonna listen to me. I know this video probably won't even get that many views or likes, because I'm not talking about hoes and things, and I'm actually talking about things that are much more important than hoes, bitches and hoes. You guys think that I don't understand what's going on around me in this bigger world with this bigger agenda? Just because I'm 24, you think I'm young and naive. I have seen this world and lived this life more than guys who are in their 40s. I promise you that. So that's really the main point, is that just know what's happening and why it's happening. Power corrupts. This bigger agenda got a little bit of taste of a little bit of power. Now it wants it all, at whatever cost, at whatever means necessary. And that's why they're after your freedom. That's why they're after your kids, because they know your kids are the future generation. So they want to fuck your kids up in the head right now, so that when they grow older, they don't have the backbone, the strength, the characteristics necessary to lead a strong society, to lead a strong nation. You see, our current generation of men are fucking bunch of pussies. I'm not even talking about weightlifting aspect of it. I'm just talking about mentality wise. They're so broken and fucking weak. They can't come across any kind of hardship or any kind of diversity and tackle through it without breaking down, without getting frustrated, without being emotional. Anger is an emotion. You have to fucking check your anger, you dumb, stupid son of a bitch. Anger will kill you, fellas. It will literally get you killed, or robbed, or ostracized, or isolated. You have to check your emotions. Anger seems to be the number one emotion that comes out of men when they're frustrated, while crying, it seems to be the number one emotion out of women, right? You have to check your emotions. You guys are mentally weak, man. It starts up here before it trickles down to your body. So don't even worry about lifting weights when you're thinking like a little bitch. I understand single mother raised you, but you have the YouTube, you have internet to get better information, to learn things that resonate with how you feel. I know you don't like feeling like a bitch. I know that. I know you want to speak. I know for a fact you want to speak your mind clearly. I know it feels wrong to you. It sits wrong with you when society or a woman or it blows my mind away when I see a woman telling a man how to be a man. She got the fucking definition of telling me this is how a man should be. How fucking dare you, stupid bitch? Let me tell you how a woman should be then. Oh, I can't tell you how a woman should be? Why? Because I'm not a woman? Then like, the hypocrisy and the idiocracy is so evident. Bitch, you're telling me that I can't tell you what a woman should be like because I'm not a woman, but you can sit there and tell me what a man should be like even though when you're not a man? Make that make sense. So that's why whenever you hear society or a woman tell you how you should act, it doesn't sit well with you. And instead of looking for answers, you would rather go beat your meat to hentai. Your meat can only take so much beating, bro, right? You'd rather go play your video games, man. Oh my goodness gracious. Every single young man's life I look at, video games is a huge part of their lives. I got nothing against video games. Sure, I mean, you can play here and there. I played a little bit when I was growing up. I used to play Need for Speed, Grand Theft Auto. Andrew Tate quoted a very good line. Or Andrew Tate said a very good thing, or a very good line that stood out to me. He said, you want to play GTA, Grand Theft Auto, and you want to level up in the video game. Get the cars, get the hoes, get the money, get the connection, get the guns. But in real life, you don't want to level up. Real life, you want to stay broke as fuck. You don't want to level up. You don't want to make money. You don't want to get the hoes. You don't want to get the bag. You don't want to get the cars. You don't want to get the connection. You don't want to get the physique. in the gym. You don't want to get the guns. Nothing. It's all in video games. That's where your reality is. It's stuck in a fucking video game. I used to have a roommate who's 34 years old now. Grown ass fucking man. Got bigger titties than most chicks he's been with. Fat as a fucking snail, slob, pig. I don't even know what the fuck to call him. A cow. I said all this shit right to his face too. You know what he would always tell me? Fuck you, bro. Fuck you, Zeke. Blah, blah. What's that gonna do? You can say fuck you and then okay, I'll move on with my life. You're still gonna be stuck in that shitty life. And all he does is sits at home and plays video games and watches TV. I don't get it. And he's ex-military. He's from the fucking military and he looks like this now. That's where our men is heading. The manosphere, the biggest fucking threat against this big agenda right now. All these guys are coming together. Like even if you, like Joe Rogan, Ben Shapiro, Lyra Crowder, even if these guys don't actively claim that they're in the manosphere, most of their followers and viewers who are these guys who are watching them, most of them are already in the manosphere. They're already connected. Whether you want it or not, you're already connected to the manosphere. We are the biggest fucking threat against this big agenda, and they are trying anything and everything with the help of these laws. Again, laws. That's the biggest fucking thing you have to look at in every country, every nation. How are the laws written? How are the laws set up? And right now they're set up to take us down. But I don't want you going out there and blabbering your mouth and opening your mouth up and start talking like this in front of everybody else. Your regular NPCs and freaking blue pill matrix pillars. Because they're going to think you're crazy as hell. So take notes, understand what's going on, and save your fucking self. Follow me on Instagram at ZP00, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you boys on the next one.